Good morning, guys. Welcome back here to the Busy Bee Mindset. It's been a rough past week and a half for me, but I'm back. I'm still bringing in that positive attitude, that positive mindset that I want you guys to be a part of. And I wanted to really talk about something interesting. I realized that I need to get more focused in these vlogs, and sometimes if this is something that's supposed to be a hobby that I love and I get a little bit distracted because I'm almost thinking well, if I'm not posting a video every day, then what am I doing? It almost feels like a job. Sometimes I feel like maybe a walk isn't the only workout that I need if I want to build strength, because it's just cardio. So is that enough for me? I had a lot of things going on through my mind. I wasn't really doing well at work. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of fell into a little depression slump. And I've definitely been there plenty of times before in my life. But this time I kind of just sat down, really reflected on why this is happening, why I feel this way, and if it has anything to do with the thought of me thinking that I'm not moving forward when in reality I actually am. And this is what I was able to come up with. I was able to come up with a 3-day plan that I think works really well. I do 45 minutes of a walk. I'll listen to a podcast. I'll listen to a motivational video or an audible. And in that 45-minute walk, I'm digesting that, figuring out what I want to talk about the next day when I do my 45-minute walk. But this time, I'm going to be posting a video, making a video here. And then on the third day, I'll actually be doing 100 burpees a day. That was a challenge I tried to try to get myself in fit shape. I saw it on YouTube, do 100 burpees for 30 days in a row. That was actually extremely hard to do. I could only do 100 burpees every other day. Sometimes I would have to even wait the third day because my body just got so drastically sore. It was crazy. But I think that that's a really great workout to build up your strength, build up your endurance. So if I were to do that on the third day, we just rinse and repeat. On day 4, we're gonna start a 3-day loop again. I'm gonna do a 45-minute walk, listen to a podcast, audible, whatever it is, digest it. Second day, now we're gonna be posting a video about that. And then the third day, of course, we do the burpees. And that gives me 2 days in between to kind of relax from the burpees. I'm still getting cardio done in, and then I'm still also building strength. I think that's great. I've been waking up earlier as well, mainly because my girlfriend finally got a new job. She's working from home. Extremely proud of her. We got her set up. However, her training's at 8 in the morning. My work schedule is 3 to 12, but I also live 30 minutes from my home. So I get here at 12:30 in the morning, and well, the work office, since we live with a bunch of roommates, is in our bedroom. So I've been waking up extremely early, around 8:20 in the morning now. But that's a good thing. I can be more productive. I have a lot more time in my life too. That being said, if you stayed this far through the message and you've been watching me for a while now, I highly appreciate it. The topic of this video though, is going to be on one of David Goggins' books. I think the book is Never Quit. To be honest, I would have to double check and look at it right now because I forgot as I was rambling. But I have listened to his book, Can't Hurt Me, on Audible. And I've got to say, if you've never heard of David Goggins, that's crazy. This dude is one of the most hardest people on earth. It's kind of inspiring, everything that he does, but it's also to the most extreme that I don't know if I would be able or capable to do it myself. But he does have one of the best books in terms of audibles that I've ever listened to. And if you guys have a free Audible credit, or if you ever have some time, I would definitely recommend listening to Can't Hurt Me, because it's 2 in 1. It's an audible and a podcast at the same time. It's an autobiography where he is the author and he's writing the stuff that happens in his life and the trials and tribulations that he had to go through in a very, very poor growing up situation as a child. But at the same time, at the end of the chapter, there's someone who's reading the chapter out loud. And at the end of the chapter, there's a little podcast with David Goggins and the guy who's reading. And they do a little interview of sorts to digest what they just read. And he dives deeper into what he felt in that moment, how he was writing it, or like that actual real life event. And it's crazy because it just gives you so much more depth to the book that you're not really used to. And he does the exact same thing in his second book. It's a new Audible, and I don't think it's very, very new. It's just new to me that I'm starting it. I want to say the book was called Never Quit. I literally just finished the first chapter yesterday. It was roughly about like 45 minutes, to be honest. But there was something that he had mentioned that was that stayed with me for a minute. And that thing that he had mentioned was an experiment by this doctor. His name was I believe it was Dr. Curt Richter. It was a study done in like the 1950s with some rats. And we're pretty much defining the difference between hope and willpower in this analogy. So the doctor, he went ahead and used these test lab rats, put them in a glass cylinder filled with water, allowed them to swim for as long as they could until they just gave up and drowned. Most of these rats would only go 15 minutes. 15 minutes of swimming, they would give up, and then they would drown. Kind of dark, okay? But then they did something else. What they did is they put in some more rats, but this time, every 15 minutes or so, they would take out the rats, pat them dry, go ahead and relax them for like less than 1 minute, and then put them back in. These rats were able to keep swimming for 60 to 80 hours long. No sleep, extreme fatigue, and no food. And that's an incredible difference between 15 minutes. The exact same rats, the exact same studies, there's nothing different. There's no food, there's no sleep. Just 15 minutes, one would give up and drown. And the other rats would keep on going just because they were taken out for less than a minute, pat dried, and then they put back in. And so Goggins had a take on this because he believes that a lot of us, we have hope, we have dreams, we want to accomplish these things in our lives that we strive so hard to get to. But sometimes that's all it is hope. And we maybe try for a little bit, go through a little bit of pain, realize that this pain is uncomfortable, and because of that uncomfortability, we quit and we give up on those hopes and those dreams. I know I've definitely have been guilty of it. I'm sure most people have been guilty of that in their lives. Maybe you're too young to have been guilty of that, and hopefully this can help you guide you into a better direction. But Goggins had a different take on this. He pretty much stated that us as human beings, and not just as human beings, just like as living sentient creatures in general, we pretty much crave pain to grow, to evolve. It is an extremely loud morning today, guys. Here, give me 1 second. Let me speed up here. All this construction that's going on is crazy. Okay. Yeah, I'm never out walking this early, but everybody seems to be. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. Oh, here we go. Here's a nice little lady. Good morning. God. So sorry about that. Maybe I should edit these videos and cut stuff like that out. But going back to that lab experiment, yeah, he basically explains that his ideology is it's not hope that got him through, and he believes that it wasn't mentioned in the science study or whatever, but every time they would take out those rats, they would subconsciously become more efficient at swimming. They would subconsciously understand that with each level of pain that they were going through, that at least they would get out of it. They would be finished. They could keep on going. And that would increase their willpower to live, their willpower to survive. And so it was through this pain and endurance that they were able to gain the strength to keep on going. And it's the same thing with us on a larger scale of things. There's a lot of things that we do in our lives that, you know, it gets hard, it gets tough, and then we quit. But if we actually keep on going through the pain, we keep on going through the suck, even when it feels like, oh my God, I can't do this anymore. Like, I don't understand why I'm doing this for. Maybe that's why you feel like that first rat. Maybe that's why, like, you only do it for 15 minutes and then you drown. Maybe you have to reset every 15 minutes, whatever that could be for you, every like week, every month. But reset, reflect on what it is that we're actually going for, that we're striving for, that we're wanting to get to. And that could help your willpower be stronger. It could help your willpower understand that I'm still alive, even doing after all this hard stuff. I'm still here, I'm still kicking, I'm still moving. That's what I'm doing, at least. I keep telling this in all these videos. I don't want to give up on this. I don't. I've given up on so many other things that I've done, and I think that, hey, you know what? This doesn't seem like a bad deal to be walking around recording myself and then saying hi to a bunch of people that I don't know, but who know me. They like my ideals, they like my positivity, and they're here for that. And if you guys are one of the few subscribers that I have, oh my God, y'all blew my mind. I didn't think it was even possible to get one other than my girlfriend. But that's what I wanted to talk about. I know this video's gone a little bit long, so I'll cut it off here. If you guys ever feel like you're drowning a little bit, maybe take a step back, reflect what it is that you're trying to achieve, what it is that your aim is, your end goal is. Take a breather and then go back and hit it hard, man. Take those sucky days with stride. Whoops, there's a bug. Take those sucky days with stride and keep improving yourself. Keep looking for the highest form of yourself that you possibly could be. And you could be better than you were yesterday, than you were a week ago, than you were a month ago. Other than that, I hope you guys have an amazing day. Thank you so much for watching the video. Sorry I rambled a little bit, but I wanted to give you a little update on what's been going on, why I've been AWOL. And now that I feel like I have a pretty good idea of what I'm going to want to do for my videos moving on forward, it'll make me be a little bit more relaxed while I'm posting the content. So y'all have a wonderful, beautiful day. Keep on buzzing. See you guys again in the hive some other time. And don't forget to like, comment, or subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I would love to see some of y'all's comments and what your ideas are. Till next time, peace.